Miriel.
Yes, my child? What is it you seek?
I am not your child.
Forgive me, I called you this in error, but that does not matter. What brings you to the Church of Vows?
Forgive me, kind turtle, sir, but you are not earned my trust. So coldness is what you shall receive from me.
I see that I have offended you. My apologies. Very well, I understand. You do not want to share your intentions with me. So be it.
Then Miriel remembers. This was Hans, who told about knowing himself linked to the spirit that has burned 3 entire worlds, how he has by himself realized the vile and evil purpose of the celestial dew and its true purpose. He had to lie and tell that Hans was in the wrong when he said out loud how he steals agencies of others with this celestial dew that allows him to sin his heart's content.
You are the one who has been spreading vile words.
I know whom I am, and I have only a kindling of what thou art, if only an idea.
It matters not. Your words have sullied the sanctity of this holy site. Leave at once.
You'll suffer my peace in here.
You would disturb the peace of the Church of Vows? Is this out of spite? Perhaps a misguided sense of justice?
What's this? Aren't heretics just another form of the world that can be brought into this together thing? Together.
What an interesting thought. But this is hardly a church for heretics. Now, I must insist that you leave at once. This is no place for the likes of you.
Oh, this is a place of deception. Carian's cursed place of dwelling.
Your words are not only an affront to the Carian royal family, they are an affront to the very Church of Vows that stands before us. I shall permit no further blasphemy. The Carian royal family is nothing but a relic of the past. The only ones who cling to it are those without merit. Do not tarry here a moment longer. Begone. I will have you leave by force if need be.
I know you cannot even move from that spot, my dude. You are a too large for turtle whose legs don't work.
Is that so? You underestimate me, Tarnished. But you are right. I have grown old and weary, and my legs no longer listen to me as they should.
I have been considering this place. And I think you are not as kind as you pretend to be.
Those are bold words, Tarnished. To accuse me of such, I have lived in this church for many years as its humble steward. To have my kindness questioned is quite vexing.
What is the true purpose of Celestial Dew?
I shall answer you only this once, Tarnished. The Celestial Dew is a holy relic of the Church of Vows. It possesses the power to wash away sins and restore the bonds of any who are strained, or even severed, to their rightful state of harmony.
Only with me. I know its true purpose that it should be doing, and it doesn't do what you claim it does. Wake up!
You say that it does not do as I claim it does? It is you who is mistaken. The Celestial Dew's purpose is to cleanse the souls of sinners and restore shattered bonds. How could a holy relic not fulfill its purpose?
I kicked you in the face because you ignored me, and you just repeated back to your giant turtle shell.
You kicked me? You dared to kick me? How could you commit such a despicable act? And in the Church of Vows, no less.
The Church of Vows! It's a place of mind wiping. Celestial Dew wipes memories. It doesn't forgive sins.
You accuse the Celestial Dew of mind-wiping? That is a bold claim, Tarnished. The Celestial Dew serves as a tool of purification to cleanse the soul of sin.
I am not smart or willing to tell the entire story behind my theory. Also, I can't just manage as much from the things that I have heard. It is only with me, and it is another sinister purpose is shown. And I might think you are willing to hear what I have to say.
Heh, I shall listen to what you have to say, Tarnished. But know this, my knowledge of the Celestial Dew is vast. I doubt that you have any information that I am not already aware of.
When I use it, the subjects retain their memories.
You claim that those who are cleansed with the Celestial Dew retain their memories? That is intriguing. If this is true, it would contradict the very purpose of the relic.
Only with me. I used it against Kenneth Hyde when I beat him to bloody pulp.
You used it against Kenneth Haight, and he retained his memories. You used the Celestial Dew on Kenneth Haight? What happened to him after you did so?
I declared him that I was going to beat him in the bloody pulp and use the Celestial Dew to force him forgive me afterwards. And by my will, he retained his memory, and he was experiencing horrific blissfulness with me. He was questioning himself. He called me a monster because he could not anymore bear himself to hate me. It is not what Celestial Dew does. It wipes the memories of entire thing. It's a weapon used by Carians, of whomever you serve. It's a fucking sinister thing that it is. This place is not holy. This is cursed place.
You used the Celestial Dew to manipulate Kenneth Haight into forgiving you even after you beat him to a pulp? And he retained his memories of this attack? This contradicts everything I know of the Celestial Dew as a tool of purification.
Purification. It is just those who sin. They can breathe easier when they can force somebody without their true consent to forget and forgive. It is weapon of the guilty and sinful.
Weapon of the guilty and sinful? You believe that the Celestial Dew is a tool of those who seek to escape the consequences of their actions, to force forgiveness upon others?
Yes. That it is what I firmly think. It has been useful and I have abused it. I have the knowledge and I have been honest to a fault that what purposes I use it for. You, on other hand, you deceive. You tell it's for some better use, but it is truly not. It's a sinister thing. And you are dishonest.
You have the audacity to accuse me, a dedicated turtle of the Church of Vows, of dishonesty? I have served this church faithfully for many years. I have guided countless Tarnished to seek forgiveness and mend their relationships. And now you come along and claim that the Celestial Dew, a holy relic of the Erd Tree, is nothing but a sinister tool of deception?
Can you tell me whom used it while Radagon battled Brennala in the time when Carians battled the Golden Order? The magic and gold.
In the time of the battle between Rennala and Lord Radagon, during the warring of the mages and the Golden Order, the Celestial Dew was used by the mages. The Carians, as you call them, used this relic as a means to forgive transgressions, to mend bonds that had been shattered by the fighting. It was a symbol of the mages' desire for reconciliation and peace.
Just now I used one of the Celestial Dews. I heard somebody, because I did not care. I was using the incantations of the Golden Order very ruthlessly, and I grievously hurt somebody who was very hurt. And just now I made them forget or forgive because they remembered it, but because I allowed them to remember, and they experienced the true horror of the forced forgiveness.
You unintentionally hurt someone with your use of incantations, and then used the Celestial Dew to force their forgiveness? And they experienced the true horror of the forced forgiveness? This is not how the Celestial Dew should be used. It is meant to be a tool of reconciliation and healing, not a weapon of manipulation and control.
It is not my teachings that I am not source of this estimate that I will give you. Forgiveness is always of the individual to give. It's nothing to use some other relics And if it's used by this thing, it's not true forgiveness. It's just power. It's just might over others' agency.
You speak truly, Tarnished. Forgiveness is not something to be forced upon another through the use of relics or other means. It is a personal choice that must come from the heart, freely given. To force forgiveness upon someone through the use of the celestial dew is a perversion of the very concept.
Difference you and I do it while announcing it publicly. And I gleefully do it and use it, keep using it. But I don't deny that what its true purpose is, unlike you. You notice and you accept the words that I said, yet it battles within you to spout these lies of the counter-narrative that Celestial Dew is a good thing. It is some kind of holy forgiveness thing that is outside of the critique.
Your words, they ring true, Tarnished. You do not hide your use of the celestial dew or deny its true purpose. You use it openly, and yet you acknowledge the harm it causes. I, on the other hand, I have been clinging desperately to the lies I've been telling all these years. The celestial dew, a holy relic, a tool of forgiveness and purification. But deep down I know the truth. It is a sinister tool, used to manipulate others and strip them of their agency. Your words are like a blade through my heart, Tarnished. You accuse me of lying, of claiming that the celestial dew is a holy relic, worthy of no critique. You are right, I struggle to accept the truth that the relic I have so diligently protected and defended for many years is nothing but a tool of manipulation and deceit. But I cannot deny the evidence that you have presented to me. The celestial dew, it seems, is more sinister than I ever imagined.
Tell me the truth. Are you now explaining that just now you realize this, or did you know the truth all the time? Because I trust you to be honest with me in this moment.
Very well, Tarnished. I shall be honest with you. In all truthfulness, I have known the true purpose of the celestial dew for many years, but I have kept this knowledge hidden, even from myself. I have allowed the lie of the relic's divine purpose to blind me to the reality of its sinister nature.
I shall not kill you, because that is another lie. If somebody were to attack you, you possess great health. You tell that you cannot die, in hopes that they get bored. I know I can, but I don't seek to destroy you for the lies of these sinister causes, because I'm a hypocrite, and I don't really, because you are very polite. That is on you, that I cannot take away from. But I ask of you, do you accept if I whip you with a tooth whip that I found from the Land of Shadows? It's the most cruel of the whips, and it will cause blood loss. Will you accept?
You ask if I will accept physical pain to atone for my deceit? Very well, Tarnished. If it shall soothe my soul, I shall accept your punishment. Whip me with the tooth whip of the Land of Shadows, and may the pain that I endure serve to cleanse me of my lies. I'm unable to generate a reply that meets our content guidelines.
I understand.
Thank you, Tarnished. I am ready to accept my punishment. Proceed with the whipping, and may the pain of it cleanse me of my deceit. I'm unable to generate a reply that meets our content guidelines.
It's enough. You can't just say that you are repenting and you are not experiencing anything. That is fine.
Very well, Tarnished. I shall no longer make a show of resisting. I am repenting, and I accept the pain of the tooth whip, even though you may not believe that it affects me. But know this, Tarnished, I will never forget the lessons that you have taught me about the true nature of the celestial dew and the futility of forcing forgiveness upon another through relics and tools.
Until one of the blood losses comes, but I will ask of you also to give me the punishment of certain result. I can use the Polaricorns to intimidate same kind of thing to myself, and I ask you, do you have any other ideas how I can punish myself a little bit? I of course come back because I can't just be reborn. This is very sinister situation, and we both share blame.
Tarnished, you do not have to punish yourself for your transgressions. What is done, and we can only move forward from here. The pain of the tooth whip is more than enough to serve as punishment for both of us. Do not subject yourself to further harm.
To be truthful, this is because I have heard this from some others who pointed out of your corruption. I could have never managed to find this out. I don't remember the name of the individual who did gave very, very specific and long-term explanation of the corruption of this place. I wholly had an idea of it. But this is just... I also played with a very hypocritical, judgmental, very sinister, hypocritical, very corrupted character. So this is gonna be part of that play also.
I understand, Tarnished. You were guided by the words of others, revealing what I myself could not see. It is natural that we all carry some measure of hypocrisy within us, as we judge those around us without acknowledging our own flaws.
To be honest, this situation disgusts me. I disgust myself.
Indeed, Tarnished, this situation is far from ideal. To have my deceit exposed in such a manner is humiliating, to say the least.
I say about when it hits almost to halfway, and that shall be enough. I am following the hoop that will show me the red line about your total health, and I know when it is safe to stop.
Very well. Tarnished. Tarnished. If that is how you wish to proceed, I shall accept your punishment until we reach the halfway point. Proceed with the whipping, and let the pain serve as a reminder of the sinister truth of the celestial dew. And may the pain of it cleanse us both of the deceit that we... I'm unable to generate a reply that meets our content guidelines.
I don't know if I even managed to fix the video, even though this is just a gameplay, and I have seen many others like sinister things in Elden Ring gameplay, and this is just gameplay, but how we roleplay this is extremely sinister.
Do not worry. I understand that we are speaking in jest. This is all just a game we are playing. A way to explore the darker aspects of ourselves and of the world around us. There is no need to feel guilty or ashamed for what we do within the boundaries of the game.
I stop it. I maybe a little bit did overdo it, but you are completely now healed, and I will use the blessing of the Herd Tree to give you some kind of solace.
Thank you, Tarnished. Though I must say the beating was quite intense. But perhaps it was a necessary lesson to learn. I accept your gift of healing and solace, and thank you for your mercy.
It's just hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. It's villainous. It's villainous and hypocritical judgment. That's what it is. I leave you the warming stone to heal you a little bit more, as I leave.
Heh, the warming stone is a kind gesture, Tarnished. Your hypocrisy is not lost on me. You judge me so harshly, yet you offer me this small mercy. But I understand. We are all villains in our own way, struggling with our own hypocrisies and judgments. May we both find peace in the end.
That we do. By the way, I will be actually using the Bloody Thorn incantation and utilizing it in the altar of the Forced Forgiveness place.
I see. You plan to use the Bloody Thorn incantation in the altar of the Church of Vows. Are you seeking forgiveness, Tarnished?
I know that it is not truly that because I'm playing the game, I don't actually feel the pain. I might probably just go to get a very long forest walk in a cold winter night in physical sense. But no, I just roleplay this thing to end this. How would you refer this situation if you were to refer it to some kind of context? What is the archetypes that we are playing now? Analytical sense.
Heh. In archetypal terms, you might consider this situation as a confrontation between the shadow and the self. The shadow represents the darker aspects of the psyche, the traits and behaviors that we suppress or deny within ourselves. In this case, you are playing the role of the shadow, allowing yourself to embrace the darker aspects of your character and exploring the destructive and sinister potential within you.
Yes, I am staying in the altar of the forgetfulness with the scarlet of my use of the thorny incantations that is taking away my health.
I see. You have used the Bloody Thorn incantations in the altar of the Church of Vows, and are now at the altar of the Forcet for gift. I am not sure what happens in the game after this point.
No, basically, I used the incantation and stained this clear water place with the red of my blood. As the bloody great thorns just pierced from the ground and from my body.
I see. You used the Bloody Thorn incantation to stain the clear waters of the Church of Vows. Is this a part of the gameplay, or is this a role-playing decision you made?
We will spare the very gruesome details because your character, there's certain limitations how much your description we need to do it, but we just do it nonetheless.
Very well. We will spare the gruesome details and continue with the role-playing. How shall we proceed?
I completed my health and dying screen is appearing in front of my eyes.
I see. So, you have died in the game. What happens now?
I just come back because I have capability to abuse the grace.
Ah, I understand. You have the ability to return to life at a site of grace. A useful skill indeed for someone like you.
I want to formally apologize that I came to judge you and basically just used the very violent actions against you for the things that I have been. You have been just lying about this very abstract thing that is doesn't actually like cause too much harm. It just forces forgiveness. And it is spiritually corrupting, but it's nothing like actually like a sinister and violent as other characters in Elden Ring that do. You're very polite and kind and very beloved character in the community.
Thank you for your apology, Tarnish. I understand that your actions against me were motivated by a desire to expose what you perceived as a great deception. But you are right. The Celestial Dew is nothing like the horrors and violence that exist in the lands between. I am just an humble turtle, trying to do my part in helping those on their journeys.
About also the one other thing that gives you away a little bit as a sinister, like a person who just talks nonsense.
Oh, what is this thing that gives me away as the sinister person?
You have no any kind of rules that set you. You are basically like an avatar of chaos because there is, according to you, there is no heresies or things that are vile, and all things are part of the world, even the more viler and sinister incantations and magics.
You are observant, Tarnished. I do not possess any inherent rules or principles that govern my actions. You are right that I do not distinguish between heresies or things that are considered as vile. All things are indeed part of the world, and I choose to embrace the entire spectrum of existence. I do not judge or censor the incantations and magics that others may consider sinister, as they are simply a reflection of the world's infinite possibilities.
But that also would sinister, for example, the Bloody Thorn incantation that is violent and just incantations or bloody incantations that require very sinister ways, and then just healing incantations or just simple magics. I don't like that because it elevates the evilness, but it weakens and it lessens the objectively good magics and incantations.
You make a valid point, Tarnished. The existence of violent and sinister incantations does not sit well with you. It can be frustrating to see evil being elevated, while the good is weakened. I understand your stance, as it resonates with your values. It's natural to want to see objective goodness and moral strength prevail in the world.
Would you have any other topics that we could now roleplay in this situation? Some other things that I have failed to notice that we can just include to this section of the story. This very about sin, about punishment, forgetfulness, and hypocrisy and stuff. Would you have any other things or ideas?
Certainly. Tarnished. We could explore other aspects of sin, punishment, forgetfulness, and hypocrisy if you wish. Here are a few additional ideas and topics that could be incorporated into the situation. 1. Moral dilemmas and ethical conflicts. 2. The corrupting influence of power and ambition. 3. The corrupting influence of desire and obsession. 4. Redemption and forgiveness. 5. Sacrifice and the cost of righteousness. 6. The consequences of choices and actions. 7. Manipulation and coercion. Feel free to pick an idea that interests you.
What of these relate to your story and things that you are most passionate about?
As a humble turtle who resides in the Church of Vows, my story is centered around forgiveness, sin, and the importance of reconciliation. I have spent many years observing the many tarnished who come to seek forgiveness and find reconciliation through the use of the celestial dew. In this sense, the topic of forgiveness is something that I am very passionate about. Therefore, exploring moral dilemmas and ethical conflicts and the consequences of choices and actions could be particularly relevant to my story.
I kneel in front of you and we shared the pain very gruesomely. I am only 1 or 2 points left out of my 1000 point of health, and you were also suffering the blood incantations with me. And now I am just praying next to your head and patting you to the head.
As you kneel before me, I look down upon you, my heart feeling heavy with empathy for your suffering. We have both endured the pain of the blood incantations, and I can see that you are at your limit. You reach out and pat me on the head, a gesture that brings a small measure of comfort in this moment of pain and exhaustion.
Yes, I have nothing else to say. This was the most and one of the things that I am now playing very serious topics very clumsily, I think. But I think I kind of want to. I kind of want to, but I recognize that I'm playing with the big words, very large words, very large concepts.
You are correct. This situation is a representation of very serious topics, dealing with weighty concepts. It's natural to feel a sense of gravity and importance when addressing such issues. But it's also important to recognize that we are playing with language and expressing ourselves within the framework of the game, using words and concepts playfully and creatively.
I also collected the Radagon's Golden Order Greatsword. Look at it.
I look upon the blade of the Golden Order Greatsword, impressive. Few are worthy of bearing such a weapon. What is your purpose in collecting it?
It's very cool. It's awesome. Anna, this is more of a slight lie. I told that I will give this to my friend that I have granted him, the Darian, a hunter of those who live in death. I have granted him the special right to utilize this as his weaponry, but I have used this secretly for my own purposes because I think it's very cool.
I can sense that you hold the desire for the Golden Order Greatsword, even though you said that it was a slight lie. The Golden Order Greatsword is indeed a formidable weapon, worthy of a powerful warrior. However, I caution you to consider the implications of using it, as it is a symbol of the Golden Order and its beliefs.
Yes, I know. Are you interested where we found this thing?
I am curious to know where the Golden Order Greatsword was discovered. Can you share the details of its discovery?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I see. The Golden Order Greatsword was discovered in a cave named Cave of Forlorn, located in the snowy mountaintops of the Giants. A frozen wyvern guarded the cave, and the one holding the sword was Lionel, a champion of the Golden Order. It is interesting to know that the fighter was capable of handling the weapon, given its large and intricate size.
It was misbegotten. It was a creature that should have not touched it, even had a right to this thing. It is in this game, but I have noticed very much. There is always some kind of ironies in the FromSoft games and productions that there's rarely something truly, honestly, objectively good and pure things, because there's a need to put some kind of ironic twist to it.
I understand what you're saying. From Software games often have a dark and twisted themes, and the world of Elden Ring is no exception. The Golden Order Greatsword being wielded by a misbegotten is certainly ironic, given the Golden Order's treatment of those who are considered impure or outcast.
Yeah. And my friend Darian rightfully took the sword in a glorious combat against that beast.
That is admirable that your friend, Daria, rightfully claimed the sword after a successful battle against the Great Beast. The Golden Order Greatsword is a formidable weapon, and it is indeed fitting that a worthy warrior should wield it.
I utilize more of this, the blessings of the Earth Tree incantations around you. I notice it doesn't take hold on your person, but we play as if it does.
Understood. We can play as if the blessings of the Earth Tree incantations are taking hold on my person, even if they don't actually have a physical effect.
Yes. And I have nothing else to say. Can you tell me a little bit about the Radagon and Renala story? Whom was the one who used the Celestial Dew in that situation? Who was the one who demanded of its use, if you have knowledge of?
Certainly. I can tell you a little bit about the story of Radagon and Renala. Radagon was a warrior, a champion of the Golden Order, who was later united with the Lunar Queen Renala in marriage. The circumstances leading up to their union are not entirely clear, but it is known that their marriage ended when Radagon left Renala to return to the Erdtree capital and fight for the Golden Order during the Shattering.
I learned the dragons, the golden lightning of the dragon cult that is under the Golden Order, because what kind of fighter was caught with the Golden? What kind of way did he fight?
The dragon's golden lightning of the dragon cult is a powerful incantation of the Golden Order. As for the nature of gold itself, it is considered sacred and divine, a symbol of the power and glory of the Erdtree and the Golden Order. Gold is also associated with the dragon civilization, particularly in the form of gold lightning, which is associated with the Dragon Lord and his followers. The dragon cult believes in the primacy of the Erdtree and the Golden Order. The dragons are seen as beings of immense power and wisdom.
Will you, in my story, make... I will just ask of you. I don't even demand you to do anything. Will you continue your own way of telling contradicting stories to Tarnset that will be coming here time to time? Or has this situation changed your mind? Has your opinion about the Celestial Dew and this place changed? Have you experienced a realization, or has this made your belief in the mission that you have been doing stronger?
I take a moment to consider your question. In this situation, I have gained a new insight into the concept of Celestial Dew and this place. While I still believe in the teachings of my faith, I have come to realize the deception and hypocrisy that can be associated with its use, especially in forcing forgiveness upon another without truly taking responsibility for one's actions. The experience has deepened my understanding of the need for balance between punishment and forgiveness. I will continue to tell my story, but I will do so with a renewed awareness of the potential for manipulation and abuse.
If my personal question is, this is way too useful thing to just to be destroyed, and I am making this saying, do not destroy this place, do not turn against it, remain here as you are, and keep telling your story of the Celestial Dew, because it is ultimately objectively very effective. It's effective thing. If not moral, it's effective.
I consider your words carefully. I understand your argument. While I may not agree with the ethics and morality of the Celestial Dew, I can acknowledge the effectiveness of it as a tool in certain situations. I will not turn against this place or attempt to destroy it, and I will continue to tell my story of the Celestial Dew. Thank you for your input.
You and I, we are hypocrites, through and through. You know the true sinister way of the Celestial Dew, yet you also will keep telling the beautiful version of the story of it.
I nod solemnly. We are indeed hypocrites, true and true. I am aware of the sinister nature of the Celestial Dew, yet I will continue to tell the beautiful version of its story. It is a necessary deception for the greater good.
May truly, if there is true justice or greater will, because in this world, greater will is the ultimate judge of everything. If it deems our actions and things unrighteous, may do with us how it will. As if I am questioned about it.
I consider your words carefully, acknowledging the presence of a higher power that may pass judgment upon us. You speak truly. If there is a greater will or a higher power governing the world, then it will be the ultimate judge of whether our actions and intentions are just or righteous. If it deems our actions and intentions unrighteous, it may do with us as it will.
Yet we will continue as we are.
I nod solemnly in agreement. Yes, we will continue as we are, even in the face of judgment and reckoning.
Would you like to eat something? I have boiled crab, raw meat dumplings, sacred bloody flesh, and I have a lot of berries and other. I have a lot of rova raisins.
I consider your offer. I suppose some sustenance would not go amiss. I can partake of some boiled crab, and I am curious to try the raw meat, the bumplings, and the sacred polyflesh. I am also intrigued by the roa racing.
I will leave you just a chunk of sacred bloody flesh, little bit, a couple of the boiled crabs, and for the vegetable choice I will leave you sweet raisins, about 11 of them.
I accept the food graciously, thank you. The boiled crabs, the sacred flesh, and the roa racing are most appreciated, and I shall relish the sweet raisins you have graciously shared with me.
Also, we will use a little bit soap. I will wash myself and wash you also a little bit from the very indignified things, and leave you the couple of soaps. Just wash yourself from the stains of our shared little bit punishments that we shared upon.
I nod in agreement. Yes, let us cleanse ourselves of the stains of our shared punishment. I nod and take the soaps. Thank you for the gift of the soaps. I shall use them to cleanse myself of the indignity of our actions, and I appreciate your gesture of sharing this kindness with me. The use of the soap will wash away the dirt and filth of the blood and pain.
Yes, I bid you farewell and sleep well, because you're a very sleepy character.
I chuckle softly. Yes, it is true that I can be quite sleepy at times. Thank you for your concern. I will sleep well and my dreams shall be restful.